Hello there and welcome. This is Nani from the Crypto Doctor. Today I'm going to be hitting you up with a bit of news. Now you can check down in the description to find the timestamps for the different things that you are interested in. But other than that, let's get down to the news. So first of all, now we have this Overstock regulated token exchange will launch with its own ICO. Now, last week I gave the talk about Overstocks producing their own exchange, their own token exchange. But this week we got it by surprise, and I was like, is the SEC actually producing their own ICO? I thought they're supposed to be regulating ICOs. So from what I've read here, they're just generally saying that they're going to be having a token sale, and their token is going to be called the where's that name for the token? I think that's a TMU specific token. Now this token is going to be traded on this particular platform or bought to regulate different services on the new regulated platform. Now they spoke about how much they intend to raise, which is 200 million to 500 million. And if you've been in the ICO space, a lot of people are like, that's a lot of money, people. But it's a regulated exchange, and they might just pull it off, maybe, possibly. Now, one thing that they said that was very interesting was they ended up adding that if there's any company that could legitimately issue a token, it should be us. Now, we've had the government coming into the space, but now they feel they are well equipped to actually release tokens for us to have to use in the crypto space. So now that's interesting because now I've definitely felt the SEC was supposed to be regulating ICOs, but they're now making them. So it means there's a chance initial coin offerings are kind of legal in the US, I guess. So let's go to the next news. Now we also have the CFTC. Now the CFTC is still considering what cryptocurrencies or their delivery or definition, whatever you may call it. Now they're still confused on what cryptocurrencies should be called, what cryptocurrencies are, or what they should be defined as. And they go on trying to say they will definitely find a way to define them so they can be able to regulate them eventually. Because without a constant or set up definition of what cryptocurrencies are, the regulation is just not going to happen, I guess. So they spoke about the different things, but at the end of the day, the whole issue was it boiled down to this part where I liked the most. Now it spoke about Dimon and said Jamie is kind of missing the point. As you can see, it's written here, like it's written in black and white. Now they said one of the most fascinating aspects of Bitcoin is not that it's a virtual currency, it's that it's an ecosystem. Now that is a great thing to get from such a big corporation, to be said. Now they've seen the potential in it and they try to produce a naming for it so they can eventually regulate it, because they understand that absence of regulation is going to just be absence of anything for the government. The government just misses out. So definitely they just really need to get into the space, and they need to get into the space fast. And I wish them the best of luck, and I hope they get to it. So next we have France. Now coming down to the issues of ICOs. Now we've had, after the ban of ICOs by China, we've had so many countries coming up to say, okay, so what do we do about ICOs? Now I think France is at the forefront of this. Now France is coming up to say, okay, we need to take a position on ICOs because the place is getting crowded, people, and stuffs are happening. So they are like, okay, we need to put up something on these ICOs. And now we have had some countries that have taken just this neutral approach to ICOs. They're like, okay, we accept it, let's just have it and let it be over and done with. But we've also had countries that have been on the extreme side saying, okay, we're just going to ban these things, and all, like China and South Korea. But now we expect to see places like France maybe coming up to say, oh, we're actually accepting cryptocurrencies now. So here finally they said cryptocurrencies can very easily be acceptable be the receptacle of all that one wants to avoid: tax evasion, money laundering, or the financing of terrorism. But it also meets more legitimate needs for cash transactions in a fast and cost-free way in the world. Now they've understood the whole system, and they're like, yeah, cryptocurrencies could be bad, like that is what we've been saying, but it could also be good, because if we say cryptocurrencies are bad, then everything could be bad. Money, as we know it, could be bad. So I think it's a good statement that they kind of understand that anything could be used for negative purposes, but now they also have a positive side to it. And if we could embrace this, it could be good for us. And that's lovely to hear. A lot of good news today. So now next, this article talks extensively on the issue of Goldman Sachs coming in. Now it states that either the fact of Goldman Sachs coming in is a joke, truth, or just a rumor. It might actually hold some weight, as it is said. Now, hold some weight in what sense? That now, as Goldman Sachs or big corporations come into the crypto space to try to give their thoughts or try to trade it, now we expect to see a lot of big money coming into the market. Now generally, maybe in the past we've seen small money like you and I investing into cryptocurrency and just coming into the market, but we expect to see big money coming in, which will increase volatility twofolds, threefolds, fivefolds. Now with the increase of volatility in the markets, we're going to see a lot of tears coming down, as they said, because as the money goes up, we can see it also what come down. Nothing goes up forever. So we will see a lot of volatility, and we'll see some real good active traders trading the markets and cutting the thing down. So, but they also spoke about hedging, and they felt hedging might be the way out, in the sense that hedging helps you to keep the markets liquidated. Like there will be a lot of liquidity, and which will now balance the issue of volatility. Now you can read the article, like all the links are going to be in the description below. Now that we're done with all the news, let's see what's happening in the markets. Now in the markets, we can see that Bitcoin is surging. Now as at yesterday, Bitcoin crossed 4,600, which is lovely, and now it's surging up, and we can see a lot of other coins are actually bleeding. Like you can see red all over the streets, but Bitcoin is doing well. And Ripple, by the way, yeah, conference coming up expected. It's held this 27 level, and it's kind of good. It's good to see Ripple go on. So finally, I'd like to close with my thoughts on the Bitcoin chart. Now this is the Bitcoin chart I've been working on or working with on my other technical analysis. You can check those out. Now this, I've not changed anything yet, and I'll zoom out a bit. So here we have this point where I spoke about there's going to be, as I spoke about, there is going to be strong action towards that level. Now we've broken through here, and I expect that we're going to see strong resistance at this particular level. First of all, it's a Fibonacci level, as you can see. I don't know, my system's kind of lagging a bit. Now it's a strong Fibonacci level, and apparently, what is it? It's the 61.8. Now that's awesome. Now we're presently hitting the 61.8 from the last move, and we have this strong price action at this level. Now I feel we expect to see the markets hold at this level and possibly pull back down towards this level right here. Now if we move forward, we expect to see, okay, as I was saying, we expect to see price action move towards this level right here, where we expect a meet with this 50-day moving average and a decision making point, where the market either surges to the next top right here at the end, or moves down back to this level. But as we come through to the end of the month, I only see the markets keep surging higher and higher, which means we'll see a lot of price action moving forward into this month. And as the hard forks come to play, oh man. But my expectation is that eventually, if we break through this level, we have no kind of nothing blocking us or nothing stopping us, and I would expect to see some price stoppage at this level right here, this 5,082 level. So that has been the news and my thoughts on Bitcoin. Thank you very much for watching. Have a nice day. Peace out.